Max Wardell, overheadathletics.com. We're going to talk a little bit about a warm-up today, kind of the goals of the warm-up and some of the things we're doing with these guys. Got a couple of brothers here, one college, one high school, and both coming in with a little bit of shoulder soreness, that sort of thing. Things they're working through. Nothing crazy at this point, but we're going to look at the way in which they throw, make sure they're doing things the way we want them to be done. But as we go through a warm-up, we're always analyzing what are their movement preferences. Now you guys are going to go back, high knees going forward, then backwards. What are their movement preferences? High knees going forward. How do they tend to move? Where do we see restrictions in their movement? And what are we going to do about that in our warm-up or with other targeted techniques? So it's a good movement analysis strategy. It's just watch people move in the warm-up. Okay, now you're going to go sideways, face me. High knees, go. For example, if you watch Christian here, you'll just see that he already biases into external rotation where those feet go out. I want you to face the same way. So you face the same way, back up, back up, back up. Don't cut yourself short. You can see biases out with his feet, and you can kind of see it with both of them. And you also see a really wide leg lift. So why are we seeing what we're seeing, and then how is that going to influence how they move in other avenues? So now you're going to go skip. I want a nice tight skip going forward. So not only are we trying to analyze how they move, but we're also trying to look at, hey, what does their coordination look like in just these basic movements and coming backwards? Not only that, but also when we actually get into the throw, we want to have them neurologically primed and prepped for the throw. So certain things they're doing here in their warm-up are progressing. Good. Now you guys are going to go back. I want back leg starts up, and then I go down like that, skipping. So back leg starts up, good. Don't cross the feet, don't cross the feet. And I can assess in a lot of my younger athletes how well we're going to be able to alter the way in which they're throwing. So how easily are they able to make changes? Hey, are they crossing their feet? How easily are they able to go without crossing their feet? But we want them neurologically primed, warmed up. This is kind of some things that we often do. And if you watch, you'll see some interesting patterns emerging in how they move here. Okay, now going back, I want shuffles, stand straight up and down and back, and then we're going to go butt low shuffles. And there's a lot of things we can do with our warm-up. Okay, coming back, I want a little more intensity. Gradually ramping up intensity as they go. Now let's go butts down, squatted, warming up. Okay, coming back, give yourself a little space. Good. And this is how we start a lot of sessions, with just a warm-up like this. Okay, now you're going to go scoops. Once again, incorporating some hamstring elongation, which you'll see is a problem. Austin here on the right has spent a lot of time working on hip flexor as well as hamstring flexibility, and it's paid off for him a lot. We've seen him in for, was it a retrolisthesis, anterolisthesis in your back? Do you remember?
Spinalisthesis or something?
Yeah. So what we noticed with him was, hey, he had a ton of an anterior tilt, and he was kind of in what we call the Donald Duck posture. We got him here, flexible hamstrings, and we were able to get rid of some back pain for him. Okay, coming back. But we know that it's very important in the throw, and if you watch little bro here, you'll see some tightness in the hamstrings. So now I've already gathered an idea of how these guys are going to be able to move in the throw based on what we see here, and I can cut out some of my evaluation time for reassessment. Now this isn't how I would do an initial assessment. Okay, when you guys go back, I want a lunge and reach, so I want you to reach out in front. Short little step and reach. Now let's assess some quad strength. At the same time, we're looking at ankle mobility. Short step, short step. And we don't have a lot of ankle mobility potentially here, or we don't use it at least. Here we got a bit more. So these are the type of things we're looking at in our warm-up. Once again, we want neurologically primed. We want to activate tissues that are going to be used in the warm-up, and we always start with the lower extremity movements that are more global, and we would progress to more specific. Now you're going to go backwards, reach overhead. Now we're going to analyze some hip flexor length. Don't touch that knee, and I want you to reach back as far as you can. So we're loading up the anterior chain a little bit. Good. We can see, okay, do they extend through that hip well? Looks a lot better. Much more controlled from both these guys, which is good because I know this is something he's worked on a lot. So just things that we're looking at in our warm-up, ways in which we're starting to activate lower body, get the blood pumping a little bit. Okay, I want pitcher push-offs, lift, push, and I want you to stick the landing out in front, so I want far jumps. And what you'll see with these guys, go ahead. Land facing forward. So when you guys land, you're here. Good. Now stick that landing with your chest forward. So we're trying to enhance now how they move a little bit and get it more specific to the throw. And you can see that it looks a little different than the way mine looks still. So we're just working on these things and we're trying to give them something that's more contextual so that they have something that they can transfer to the throw. So you start general, start global, start working on stuff like this, and from here we move into some more upper extremity type of warm-up activities before we get into our really sport-specific stuff. If you liked the video, make sure to hit thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.